Well, good morning. It is time to own the morning. If we haven't had the chance to meet, my name is Josh, and I had the chance to be able to do this on Monday. So thankful that I can do this today as well. And if you are taking notes, we're going to be reading out of Ephesians chapter 3, verse 20. Shoot this post a like, a comment, a share. The more people who can experience, just a word from God and what He has for them in the morning or whenever they're watching this to be encouraged, man, that's the better. And that's what we're called to do, is to be able to help more and more people experience God and who He is. So today, our bottom line is very simple. This is what I want you to remember, that God can do more than you ask for. Okay? And I want to start off with a quick story. About 3 or 4 years ago, my wife and I went up to Traverse City in October. We did the M22 drive. It was amazing. It was beautiful. I would highly recommend it. So we headed up, and as we were heading up there, we stopped at a little town called Sutton's Bay. And we stopped in because we absolutely love ice cream. I don't know if you love ice cream. If you love ice cream, share with us what your favorite flavor is in the comments, because ice cream is just... it is good, okay? So we head in, and it's the last day this place is open because it was like the second week of October. They were going to shut down for the winter. We walk in, and I always get a waffle cone with chocolate ice cream. I'm a very simple man. It's not vanilla, it's chocolate, but it's still pretty simple. Sometimes if I'm feeling like a 5-year-old, I'll throw some sprinkles on there too. So I asked for just one scoop because I didn't need too much ice cream. I wanted ice cream, but I was like, okay, I'll just get the cheapest thing. I'll just get one thing of ice cream. Okay. So I walk in and I ask this little old lady is standing back there, and I'll just say, can I have a scoop of chocolate ice cream in a waffle cone? So she grabs the scooper, and whenever you're at like Chipotle or an ice cream place where it's kind of they're serving you behind the counter and you can see them, you're always praying that they give you a lot. You want a healthy dose. You want to get what you paid for and maybe even a little more, So as we're sitting there and I'm watching her do this, she grabs the first scoop, and it's a healthy scoop. I mean, it is a good scoop. I am grateful, okay? But she does something after she puts the ice cream in the waffle cone. She goes down and she grabs another scoop, and I only asked for one scoop, and she grabs another healthy dose and she sticks it on there. And then she goes back down and she does it again. And she's signifying, obviously, there is a God, and maybe she is just an angel from heaven. She puts a third scoop on there, and I'm like, am I about to get charged for this? Because I only asked for one scoop, but I'm grateful for 3 scoops, no doubt about it. And she charges me, and she only charges me for 1 scoop. She gave me 3 scoops, but I only asked for 1 scoop. And what some of you need to hear today is very simple. We serve a 3-scoop God. So we only ask for 1, but He has the ability to give us 2, 3, 4, 5. God can take you further in a minute than you could ever take in your lifetime. Ephesians chapter 3, verse 20 says, "Now all glory to God who is able to do immeasurably more than we could ask or imagine." I love this verse. Paul is writing to the church of Ephesus. Ephesians 3, 14 through 21 is really his prayer for the church in Ephesus. And as he's writing this, he has to make up a word. Immeasurably more. He couldn't just say God is able to do more than you could ask or imagine. He said God can do immeasurably more than you could ask or imagine. I can't just define it with more. I need to add an adjective before it to show you just how good God is. In the verses before, he's like, we can't comprehend how big, how large, how wide, how deep God's love is for you. Some of you, you've been broken down. Man, this COVID stuff is just making life a struggle. Maybe you're unemployed. Maybe there's things going on in your life where you just feel beaten down. What I want to remind you and encourage you with this morning is that God can do more than you could ask for. Would you just remind yourself of that today? God can do more than I could ask for. I'm going to believe it. I'm going to expect it. And I'm going to watch God move. He is a provider. He has the ability to provide for you. Again, I don't know what you're going through today, but He can do immeasurably more, okay? Don't just have high expectations. Don't just lower your expectations. When you lower your expectations, you're just not expecting enough out of God. And God can do more in your life. Now, this doesn't mean you're necessarily going to be blessed by winning the lottery or getting a free new car if you join some sweepstakes on Instagram or something. But God can do more. And I think Paul, when he got to the end of his life, he would have said, man, God did immeasurably more than I could have asked or imagined. And Paul was killed for his faith. So when we think about the stories in the Bible, and we think about the disciples and the people who followed Jesus, man, a lot of them, they didn't necessarily have the greatest ends of life. They didn't just die on their hospital bed at 90 years old and die of natural causes. Like they were martyrs for the faith. But man, after their life was done, if you would have looked down at them and said, hey, do you regret any of this? They never would have said no, because God did work in them more than they could ever imagine. So this isn't just a pithy statement. This isn't just a motivational or inspirational talk. This is something that we can believe and we can expect. Because even if it doesn't happen here on earth, man, we get to experience this forever in heaven. God can do more than you could ask for. That's my prayer for you. That's my prayer for every person who's watching this. Let's expect God to move. Let's memorize Ephesians 3:20 this week and remember that God can do immeasurably more than we could ask or imagine. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and let's continue to not only own the morning, but let's own the rest of the day and expect God to move in a big way. Have a great rest of your day.